Good morning, team. Episode 2 of the electric bike scooter renovation, restoration, repair, refix thing. Right, I have been onto the phone to the guy I purchased them from because I am having trouble finding anything about these bikes anywhere, and there is a very good reason for that. First of all, let's do the specs. I will put up a picture after my little rant now. Well, not rant, of some paperwork I found online which relate to these bikes. Now, the certificate of conformity, but they are bike specific because they have their own VIN number on each piece of paper. So that's what it is. Right, from what I can gather from this paperwork, and you will see if you pause it in a minute when this picture comes up, they are 500 watt motors, not 250 watt motors. 250 watt motor scooter bikes were built for sort of 14-year-olds that can ride them without registration and all that. You didn't need any tax, MOT or anything like that. They were built because they didn't go over 15 miles an hour. So that's that. These bikes, there were 10 made by a group of engineers who raided the parts bins of various manufacturers and came up with 10 of these bikes. So rarity is there already. Now, being 500 watt motors, they need to have a certificate of conformity and they need to be registered using the VIN number and a form from DVLA, blah de blah de blah. Yeah, to be road legal. Therefore, until Costa's going to contact the guys the guy that imported the bike from this team of gentlemen that created these beasties. So there we are. That's where I'm at the moment. If I cannot get a COC, certificate of conformity, then I'm not sure what to do really, because it's a bit of a pup, isn't it? There are options. I could get them going and I could sell them as pit bikes. I've been to, British Superbikes and all that kind of thing quite regularly, and everybody has an electric pit bike that whizzes around with a little trailer on the back, taking bits to and from other people and whatnot. So they are a thing. That is a thing. They're obviously not registered sort of type stuff. So there is that option to do. So I'm a little bit. My wind's gone out. My sails this morning. I'm still upbeat about it because Costa's is a proper good mate. So, and he knows his stuff totally. So I'm sort of in the lap of the gods really, because the panels, I have managed to get the glove box off. I did that so I could get the key out the barrel out, and I need to fanny around to get the barrel out to get the number so I can get key cut for this bike. So because the same key does the ignition, the glove box and the seat. That's that. But on the back of any piece of plastic or anything should be a date stamp, and this says on the back of here PBD Enlon number 0015, and it's got the date sort of January to December, going from left to right at the top, and 2002 to 2006 going north to south. So that would tie in with my 2007 Tai Yang Fen COC, certificate of conformity, that I found online, that I screenshotted, that you're just about to have a look at. Costa does assure me that they were 2016, but they were made from obsolete parts from different bikes. So I'm going to see where this leads. I'm not going to lose faith at the moment, because at the end of the day I can sell them on as pit bikes if the worst comes to the worst, and that will be that. Everyone likes an electric scooter, don't they? So that's that. But in the meantime, I'm going to carry on stripping down and get in there, get under the saddles, get the batteries out, there must be a date stamp on them batteries, and they, you know, thinking about it logically, 2006 lead acid batteries. I think everything from that era was lead acid, wasn't it? 2006, not 2016. So I'm just going to keep on stripping down one and see what I can come up with. So yeah, have a good look at this sheet I'm just about to put up, and comment down below what you think the score is here. Yeah, and continue watching the strip down, and we can see what else we can find out about these prototypes. That's what Costa said to me. He said they are actually prototypes. There was only 10 ever made, and you have 2 of them. Rarity, rings a strong bell, doesn't it? Anyway, I've had to be blue. I hope you're all having a good day. Yeah, I'll catch you in a bit. Dun, 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 dun. Well, I've managed to get the lock barrel out of there, and there it is. And I've managed to get the barrel out of the lock. But sadly, yes, I did put a piece of sellotape around it, so it didn't do that, and all the pins fall out. There is no number. There are no numbers on this barrel. But my locksmith man, I'm going to take it down there, and he should be able to take out those 4 brass sliders or jumpers, and you gauge the gap in between where the key slides through. There's different heights, so you should be able to get a key for that barrel, which will get the key for there. Right, now, next thing, let's sort the batteries out, see if we can get into them, as we can't lift the seat up from that way like it's supposed to. I have managed to get out the pin out of there, like so, and here we go. So, manufacturer, that is the manufacturer, and it's got a 40 amp breaker. Okay, so that's all good, and it also comes with this, like so. Okay, so if you can make head and a tail like that, if you can translate that for me, guys, just pause it there, do a scan on it, and see what Google comes up with. Okay, right, so I should be able to now get up into the back there somehow and get that latch off and get this seat out the way. But that is gold dust, isn't it? There was nothing, incidentally, in the front of the box. Okay, we're getting somewhere, I think. Right, let's get this seat off. Right, forget that last picture, because I've managed to get the seat off. Thus, I put my arm up underneath and give it a little play, and boing! The whole thing came off in my hand. Oh yes. It's not big or clever, is it? It's not big or clever. It's certainly not big. Anyway, right, back on track. I have found the bike manufacturer. It's not who I said it was. That's an absolute red herring. That is the manufacturer. That is the wattage. We have a 40 amp breaker in here. So yeah, that's all good. I am now in the process of undoing these 2 and them 2, and then we can get this out and rescue the batteries. Yes, I have sent the manufacturer an email, because they still sell this bike, and I will put a picture up of it, of their advertising, in a second, just after this little clip. They sell the bike now. I did notice on the handlebars there are 2 little holes drilled there and 2 little holes drilled in that side, and that's because there are 2 little pieces of fairing missing, 2 red shields that go round there to keep your hands nice and warm and dry in the winter, because if you're a big chizzy, I think it's going to rain in a minute, or thunder or something. Anyway, so apart from that, it's exactly the same bike. Take a look at the picture very closely. It's the livery that's different, and all the different names that are on there, they're different. Okay, so chuffed, smiles back on face. I've sent them a request to send new paperwork. They've been going since 1998. It is a 2007 bike. My friend Chris has been trying to help me out. Chris Muller, hi Chris. And he's very knowledgeable on bikes in general, especially scooters and importers and all that kind of stuff. He's a very clever chap. And he said to me, if it's more than 10 years old, it can't be registered in this country. But, and it is more than 10 years old, it is a 2007 bike with 2008 livery on it. So, all I can do now is sit and wait for a reply from these people. If nothing comes of it, if I cannot get any paperwork to substantiate it in this country, certificate of conformity, I will probably either part out the bikes. Now I know what the name of the manufacturer is. There's they sell hundreds and thousands of these kind of bikes in this country, so that's good. And if I, and the other option is to sort of like pit bike, like I say in the last clip, or something like that, you know, back of a caravan sort of thing with a false plate on. I'm only joking, policeman. I'm only joking. What? Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna undo that sort of helmet storage piece, and we'll get into the batteries. This is going to be good. Okay. Right. Right, I've just taken out the last bolt, so there is one there, two there, and two at the back. Right, here we go. Let's lift this off. I wonder if I need to do any disconnecting. I wouldn't have thought that was very safe if you've got any power left in the batteries, that they would be touching and zzz. Okay, let's put the light on. Ooh. Oh my days, what have we got here? Oh my goodness, look at the size of them beasts. There are not 7 batteries in this bike, there are 4. Right, okay. I don't really want that to fall anywhere, so I'm just going to dangle it over the edge. Right, what we got here? 36 to 48 volt. What's this? Oh, it's got a little alarm on it. Well, that would have absolutely drained the battery, wouldn't it? The bloody things. Nicely wedged in there. Yeah, that can come out for a start. And what we got here? DC 48 volts. 42 volts, 33 amp, hence the 40 amp breaker. Okay. Now I'm guessing that's 120 amp input. 120 volt input, not R220 to 230 to 240. That's not brilliant news. What we got at the back there? DC, we've got a DC box in there. What does that say? 12 volt basically, and without converting that text, I don't know. Right, so power comes in here via this kettle type plug, and it goes down to there and high, and it goes back into the loom. So I'm guessing up to the ignition switchy-oni-a-rooney. And your battery breaker, this must come back from the ignition to go to the fuse, through the fuse, and then back down So the batteries, positive to minus, minus to positive, minus to positive, minus to positive, and then there's the earth return, which has actually been clamped. Can you see that on there? It looks like. And that goes back to complete the circuit via all this gubbins. If that's 101. We've got these two little pins. So I guess that those plugs go together, those two little pinkies, because they've only got one terminal in each of them, so they just go into each other. That would be for, what would that be for? Something like a side stand switch or something like that, just as a safety precaution. Okay, there's your three-phase. These are three-phase motors. I doubt it will be brushless. Well, I don't know. But anyway, it's not looking too bad under there, is it? Generally, it's not completely a rot box. It's just been flipping left, hasn't it? Right, let me unscrew these terms and see if I can get anything out of these. I'll undo these bolts, one there and one down in there, and I will get this strapping off, and we will get a battery out and we will have a look and see exactly what they are. That would make sense. 4 batteries at 12 volts, 48 volt. I don't know where Costa got the 7 batteries from. That's just pie in the sky, I think. There is a place down here. I've undone that bolt and under that's where you keep your narcotics and all that in there. This would have been an area for the original battery if it was an ICE engine, petrol engine. So yeah, they obviously made a couple of models of these with and without a proper engine. Okay, right, leave it with me. I will get those batteries out and we can have a look at it together. Nice. Well, I've gotten the battery out. Look at the flipping size of it. Man, it's massive. I don't think there's anything written on the other side, but it does state 2008. So 31st of the 8th, 2008. Date of manufacturer. Seal of somethingness on there. There we are. Now what's worrying me, I mean that's 20 amp, but that says to me 6 volts. Why? That would only mean 24 volts, doesn't it, in total? And it's supposed to be 48 volts. Well, I'm going to try and put a very slow trickle charger on there, but because it's measuring out not a lot, to be honest, but it's not going to, is it, to be fair? That means these have been in there, what, 15 years, 16 years, 15 years? Right, we're on DC there. Minus and positiveness, and we're getting like 0.475 volts. So less than half a volt we've got in these batteries, and I've checked the other 3 and they're all pretty much the same. It's looking like a bit of a downer, isn't it? Right, not one to be bogged down with nastiness. I am going to crack on and I'm going to see if I can get anything into these batteries, and more to the point, whether they continue to hold their charge over like a week-long sort of thing. So I'm going to wrap this up here. So this will be the end of episode 2. However many more episodes there are going to be for these electric bikes, I don't know. It might be the nail in the coffin. I will show you some pictures in a second before I wrap this video up that Chris found online for me, and it is the manufacturer, like I say, that has changed name, But in all my excitement, I sent Chris the pictures, and he said, "Have you looked at the bottom, the fine print at the bottom?" I went, "No." He said, "Have a look." He said, last doings on this site was 2013. That was 9 years ago. And having Googled the firm, it sounds like they shut down in 2020. Was the last input from their website. So I have two scooters that the batteries are knackered on. They've got 110 volt electronics in there, not 240. Can't register them. That's 3 nails in the coffin, isn't it? I could, like I say, just part them out, or I could just put them up for sale for, you know, a few quid and that, and see, you know, as a project sort of thing. Somebody might want them as pit bikes, and just all you need to do is change the it's 15 quid for an electronic speed controller, 240 input and 48 volt output, and just put the battery back in and just plead ignorance. Well, no, not plead ignorance, because I don't know what that means. So it states on their website that they are 48 volt, they are 500 watt motors. So who am I to, I mean, this might be a load of guff here. This might have been put in out of another bike or something, I don't know. Because there were a couple of bolts on top of these batteries that hold the fly leads on that were different and made up. Like one bolt was too long and they put a nut on it to space it so it would bite. So, you know, the chances are these aren't the right batteries for this bike, you know, but there we are. Hockey docky, matey. Right. Watch this space. I will be updating regardless and that. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled. Thank you for watching. As always, please drop a like and subscribe. Really need some help with this one if it's to go any further. So the more likes and stuff that I get, share with your friends this series and that, and who knows, I might be able to afford to actually buy 4 12 volt batteries and the 48 volt electronic speaker, the ESC electronic speed controller, and get some keys cut spot on pit bikes. Right, take care till I see you again. Easy signing off for now, and yeah, take a look at these pictures. Oh.